All right, well, Coach, this is second week of Coach's Corner, and first of all, just want to say congratulations on your first Shaw Raider head coaching football game.
Well, I appreciate it. Anytime you get the victory, it's better than the other side of it.
And so we're just excited to see the team growing and progressing here, along with you. So we'll talk about Kendrick game first, and then we'll go on and talk about our next opponent, Harris County.
Sounds good.
After Kendrick went up 6-0 there in the second quarter, what did the team start doing that was different than the first quarter that led to the team quickly outscoring them in the next two quarters, 21-0?
Well, we just stuck to the game plan. We went in and we had an idea of how we felt like we could attack them and expose their defense, and we stuck to our plan. And defensively, we played lights out. The kids did a good job on the defense side of the ball, and they gave us good field position, and basically kept flipping the field for us and gave us a short field to work with. So it gave us an advantage on offense.
When it came down to the fourth quarter, it seemed like Kendrick was almost starting to get kind of on a roll like they did last year against us. Was there anything that you guys kept telling the boys during the fourth quarter to, keep them, from scoring, allowing Kendrick to score?
Well, I think, by the time we got into the fourth quarter, we already had some self-inflicted turnovers and penalties. We jumped off sides a few times on defense to sustain their drives where we felt like we could have got the ball back. I'd say the main thing was, the turnovers. We could have really put the game out of reach. We were inside the 20-yard line. One time we were inside the 10-yard line, and we turned the ball over. Then we turned the ball over again on our own 4, which gave them an easy touchdown. So, we just kept telling them, look here, don't beat ourselves. Stick to our plan, keep doing what we're doing, and everything will be okay as long as we don't beat ourselves. And that was the theme, and that's what we kept preaching to them. Just don't beat ourselves.
Who do you think were your offensive and defensive stars of the Kendrick game?
Well, Marcus Newsom by far was our offensive star. I mean, he had 131 yards rushing, and he had a touchdown. And there was one time that he was cramping, and I didn't even realize he was cramping until after I called the play, and then I realized that I had our backup running back in. And it was a fourth down play, but Marcus was outstanding. I can't even tell you, the offensive line was really good and strong, and gave him an opportunity to get to gain the yards that he got. On the defense side of the ball, Chris Verger, this was his first start, and he did a really good job up front. But as a whole, like I said, the whole defense really shined on Friday night. They came up and really stopped Kendrick when we needed them to.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I was going with my next question. Is that the defense seemed a lot more poised this week compared to week 1, and you could definitely see a difference from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah, hopefully from week 1 to week 2 we improved a little bit, and hopefully from week 2 to week 3 we improve. But I think it shows more on the defensive side of the ball than it does anywhere.
We got our first road game coming up this week against Harris County. Just kind of quickly, what changes in your team's preparation for a road game do you do compared to a home game?
Well, obviously the itinerary and the travel list goes up, and it being that close, it's not really that big of a deal. It's only 25-30 minutes down the road, so it's not that big of an adjustment. It almost takes that long to get down to Memorial sometimes, with the traffic downtown Columbus. So as far as preparing any differently, for the trip, it's not that big of a deal. Trying to get prepared for the type of offense that they run and some of the things that they do so well, that's a little bit more complex than that travel list.
Okay. So speaking of Harris County, what can we expect to see out of them this week?
Well, they feature a real good running back, and he's their offense. They want to get the ball in his hands. If there's 60 plays, he's going to touch the ball probably 52 or 53 times of the 60 times that they run the ball. He's got great speed. They got a quarterback that's kind of shifty, throws the ball decent enough that he can beat you. Defensively up front, they're in the box. They've got some really good size, and their linebackers are solid. They're a good football team. They're going to be very well coached. They're not going to beat themselves. They're not going to make the mistakes that that's going to cost them. So we're going to have to play our A-plus game. We're not going to be able to beat ourselves. We're not going to be able to turn the ball over. If we feel like we can stay in the game with them.
Are there any changes this week to our offensive or defensive scheme, or are you going to kind of roll with what we did last week?
Well, it's different because it's a different type of offense to prepare for. Kendrick had that big back that was wanted to run downhill. Harris County has a shifty outside zone running back, so they want to get him in space. He's also a great kick returner, a great punt returner. They're coming off a bye week, so they're going to be well rested, and they're going to be pretty hungry to get back out in the Friday night lights. So as far as changing our scheme, we're going to do what we do offensively, defensively. We put a game plan in to accommodate our scheme and to get to where we can maybe defend what they like to do best.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it for this week, and we'll talk about the Harris County game next week, and then we'll also look ahead to the next game against Columbus.
Yeah, that'll be homecoming week, and it's going to be a short week because that's a Thursday night game. So, it's going to be a quick turnaround.
All right. See you next time.
All right, take care.